Hi everybody, and welcome to another watercolor tutorial. Today we're going to be painting sort of a haunted mystical forest painting. I'm going to be using red and black for my painting, but you're welcome to use whatever colors that you would like. So the first thing you want to do is cover your entire piece of paper with a layer of water using a mop brush. As always, I've linked to the items that I use in the description, so if you want to add them to your collection, they are there for your use. But anyways, you just want to make sure that there isn't any water pooling in the corners or the edges of your piece of paper, so just be mindful of that when you're applying your layer. And then you're going to take, or in my case, I took red watercolor and just applied it in the top portion, and I took black watercolor and applied it in the bottom portion. You do want to make sure that your piece of paper is wet enough to allow the color to bleed in and sort of create these cloudy, misty effects. But the first layer doesn't matter as much because we are going to be going over it with a second layer, so just get that first layer on and let it completely dry. Once it has completely dried, you're going to start painting on your first layer of trees. Now, in order to get this sort of fisheye effect that I was going for, you want to make sure that you're curving your trees, or not curving them, but painting them at an angle. So the trees coming from the left side are sort of pointing to the right a little bit, and the ones that you're painting on the right side are pointing towards the left a little bit. So your first two layers of trees, the first layer you want it to be barely visible to the eye, so very faint, very watered down black. The second layer you want it to be a tad bit darker. Once those trees have dried, you're going to be applying your second background layer, I guess. So you want to cover your entire piece of paper with a layer of water, again using a mop brush. And here you can see me blowing some of the black watercolor towards the bottom to help it along and help it naturally bleed into the paper. You can definitely do this, or you can let it bleed in by itself, but I really liked that sort of creepy, eerie look that it gave off when I blew onto the black watercolor. So I'm just doing the same thing along the top with my red, and just make sure that you let that completely dry once you are happy with how it looks. Once it is completely dry, we're going to now be adding on the rest of our trees. So you're going to be adding darker and darker shades of your trees until eventually you just have black trees, and this just makes it look like there are layers of trees. Now it's just really important that you do angle your trees towards the center so that it does look like it's sort of a fisheye photograph. You don't have to do this, but I think that's what makes this photo look really nice and what adds to the eerie look, so it's totally up to you. By the way, if you're enjoying this, I do encourage you to click the like button because it does help me grow my channel, and also consider subscribing because I do release videos on a weekly basis. Don't forget to add your little tree branches and other little details using a thin brush, and peel off that tape to reveal clean and crisp borders if you applied some at the beginning, and we are all finished. Thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.